This is the 50th year of Women at HBS. You're both wearing women's 50th
yes,
t-shirts.
We are.
You can't see the back of them, but that is what those t-shirts are. We had a conversation with Parker Waltz last week. She's the current WSA co-president. And she was saying that, look, this has been an amazing year for women at HBS. There's been kind of this natural platform to kind of engage people in a conversation about important gender issues. But in year 51, that dialogue is going to need to continue. How are you thinking about, obviously you will work in partnership, I'm sure, with the incoming WSA co-presidents, but how are you thinking about continuing the momentum that's developed this year in the 50th year of Women at HBS?
Yeah, well, first of all, the good news is I think we're in the runoff right now for WSA co-presidents, and they're two pretty, I know both the slates, and they're pretty incredible, so that's very exciting for us as the SA works very closely with the club leadership. In terms of continuing the momentum, yeah, I think it'll be a challenge. And I think what it's going to take from our perspective is continually bringing new aspects of the issue to the forefront. And so this year, something that we started to touch upon, but I think will be is something that Jordan and I talk a lot about, is how do we involve men more in the conversation and make it less about a women's issue and more just about what are the challenges that men and women are now facing as we have this new generation of men coming up and expecting things that have been traditionally requested by women. And so I think just to me it's about continuing to intrigue people with new facets of the issue. And I would be lying if I said I had thought to a great extent about it, but I think that's my perspective today.
Yeah, and I think I think a lot of it goes back to forming relationships and really getting to know people at a deeper level, so that when you want to have conversations like this at a section level or whatever the case may be, that you can ask provocative questions and you can have discussions that that maybe quite frankly might make some people a little more uncomfortable, but it kind of moves the ball down the field in terms of asking the right questions and making people think about tough issues without people getting offended or upset because you know the person, you know what they're about, and you know that they're it removes that element of having to try to kind of handle things with kid gloves and be PC and that sort of thing. The other thing that we've talked a lot about is in terms of this is the 50th anniversary of female MBA students, but like in terms of women's female issues at HBS, the only constituency is not students, and there's a large number of female partners that like literally live on campus. They might be all different walks of life and all different professions, stay-at-home moms, all sorts of different things. And bringing them, I think, into the conversation brings a good perspective and brings some, I think that's important too.
Yeah.